How do you respond to chaos? You're going to have people that are going to be in your life that mean you no good. You're going to have people that are going to be liabilities in your life. And everything that happens in your life, whether good or bad, is going to all be caused by how you respond to chaos. Most people don't know how to respond to chaos. So you know what they do? They blame. And they point fingers at everyone. Have you ever been around someone that their life is not the way it needs to be? And it's always somebody else did this to me, someone else did that to me, someone else did this to me, and they never get results. It's because of the way that you respond to the situation. See, I'll give you a prime example. You can be in rather friendships with people, relationships with people that mean you no good, and they can cause you chaos. How do you respond to the chaos though? Do you keep grinding? Do you keep elevating? Do you learn from the chaos? Or do you stay the same and you make yourself a victim? Most people in life, they make themselves a victim. Think about the Draymond Green situation with the Warriors. Draymond Green had an unfortunate situation with one of his teammates, which is chaos right now that's happening to the Golden State Warriors. But now you have to ask yourself a quick question, right? How do the Warriors respond to this chaos? How does Draymond Green and Jordan Poole respond to this chaos? Because the thing about life is there will always be chaos to the day you die. But what happens once the chaos occurs in your life? Do you learn from it? Do you develop? Do you grow? Or do you stay the same? Most people are going to stay the same. And because of the way that they respond to the chaos, they will always be in that same position their entire lives. See, when you see a championship team like the Warriors, right? They're going to find a way to deal with this adversity. They're going to find a way to deal with this chaos. They're going to respond in a positive way. They're going to find a way to make this motivate them to become a better basketball team. But when you see the losing organizations, guess what happens when they have chaos? It's over for them. Think about people. You can have someone that can lose a job, right? And one person's response can be, you know what? I'm going to go to the unemployment office, file, I'm going to put in applications. I'm going to find a way to get a second and a third job in order to sustain me until I can get a better job, okay? Then you have another person. When they get fired from the job, you know what's going to happen? They're going to give up. They're going to become homeless. You have two people, exact same situation happened to them, but the way that they respond to the chaos determines their life. You have people that have foreclosures on homes. But when you have a foreclosure, right, what do you do then? Do you find a way to hustle up some money so you can pay on it so you don't lose the house? Or let's say you do lose the house. Do you start trying to figure out what you can do to put yourself in another home? Or do you give up? See, the response is the most important thing in your life. The response. People go through divorces all the time. What do some people do in a divorce once they have a divorce? They never want to marry again. And you have others that get a divorce, and what do? They learn from that situation. They learn and say, okay, what mistakes did I make? How can I become a better man or a woman? And also, how can I make better choices? See, both of them is important. Not just you becoming better, but how do you make the better choice? Some people will say, nah, you know what? I'm done with it. Because they can't handle the chaos. But name one person that's great. Just one person that's great that never had no chaos come their direction. You can't name one person. But see, what happens is this. They take the adversity and it makes them stronger. See, most of your great people, that's when they thrive. They thrive in chaos. And you have some people where they only thrive when everything is good. That's most people, be honest with you. When everything going their way, they thrive. But soon as there's a problem and adversity, you know what happens? They stop working. They give up. They stop the career path. And guess what happens then? They never able to become the person they're supposed to become, because in their mind, chaos is just not supposed to happen. Your response will determine your life to chaos. The response you have to the chaos will determine your life. Because I promise you, the people that you probably look up to, the famous people, the wealthy people, people that have been married 20, 30 years, that you only get to see the representation. You don't see all the chaos that happened in their lives for them to become the person that they became. Because the chaos can make you stronger if you allow it to. Or it makes most people weaker. Because they decide to give up and not to fight. That's what most people do. They decide to give up and not fight. Your response is going to be key in your life, not the chaos. Because you can be a person that's very religious, go to church every Sunday, and be an outstanding citizen. Chaos is still going to come. You can be a person that commit all the crimes, and chaos is still going to come. But when that chaos comes in your life, how do you respond to that chaos? Because how you respond to it will show everyone your character and who you are as a person. See, Draymond Green made a bad decision with his teammate. Okay? The average person gonna judge him off the action. Okay? But the person that really understands people becoming great and understanding the response is what's most important, they're going to look and say, okay, what does he do now? We get he made the mistake. What does he do now? Do he make it better, or do he stay the same? Because what most people do, they stay the same and then they say, well, you going to live in the past? That's what most people do. They don't grow, they don't develop, and they stay the same. That's why you can see a lot of people in their 40s and their 50s and they act like they're 20. Because of their response to chaos. They never ever was forced to respond to chaos. They never ever was able to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm a problem. You know what, my life has been the same since 1980. Since 1990, since 2000. I haven't grew one bit in the last 20 years. Why? Because they never decide to respond to the chaos in a positive manner. So what happens? They make themselves a victim. No matter what situation comes in their life, they're a victim. It's always something they did wrong. Other people did wrong to them. Even though you can see clearly the mistakes and decisions that they made. See, Draymond Green, I don't believe he's going to make himself a victim. He's already had a speech, he talked about it. He's going to learn from it. He's going to hold himself accountable. And he will, I believe, become a better man from this situation. But the average person won't become a better man or woman. Because whatever situation that they cause, whatever the action that they do, they will never look in the mirror and hold themselves accountable. They never will. And they will always make themselves a victim. That's why I don't like to be around victims. Because the one thing about victims, they're the biggest manipulators you'll ever meet in your life. Because think about a victim, even when they do something wrong, they will sit there and point at you and say, oh man, it was your fault for taking it that way. Like, this is what victims do. Or if you're in a relationship with them, you know what? They can do the most horrendous things. And you know what they'll say? Oh, well, at the end of the day, you're insecure. And they know that they're wrong. Those are victims. I don't like to be around victims because victims don't grow. And the thing about that victim mindset, because it comes from, that's their response to the chaos. They never grow. They never grow. That's why when you see some people, they might be in their 60s and you like, man, he still act like that? Because that's his response to chaos. And even though they get no results from that response, they're going to keep having their response because that's all they know. Because it'll hurt them so much to just look in the mirror and say, you know what? There were several things I did wrong that I need to get better at. And it's crazy because a lot of these people, they'll blame their business partners, they'll blame relationship partners, right? But you know what happened in business? They leave one business partner, get to the next, they have an issue. They leave that business partner, go to the next, they have an issue. Or they get in relationships, whether man or woman, they be with that one person, it's a problem. Next person, it's a problem. Next person, it's a problem. And when you meet them, you know what they're going to tell you? Whether a relationship or business partner, man, everybody did me wrong. All my business partners, they mistreated me. All the relationships, everybody mistreated me. It's never, you know what? I could have did this better in that business relationship. I could have did this better in that personal relationship. And when your response is a victim, guess what? You can never thrive in life. How you respond to the chaos will always determine the outcome of your life. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 and a dream. Need everyone to like this video. Thank you.